everyone, it's Maxine from Sport and Wellbeing. 2 times in one day. So I've just about survived the lunchtime, so we're going to do a Pilates class tonight. And I'm going to base it on some of the original 34 exercises that Joseph Pilates came up with. Obviously they are only based on those, and I will give alternatives as we go through the class. So if there's anything that doesn't feel right, or you just think, no, that's not for me today, then please, I will give alternatives. So take the easier option. If you want to make things harder, then obviously I will give you options to make things harder. Okay? Make sure you've got some water. Make sure you've got a nice space around you. And also, if anybody's told you not to exercise, then maybe you could just have a look at this video and see how you think you'll get on with it, and then play it back in your own time and have a go at some of the exercises that you may think you'll be able to do. Right, so are we ready? I'm going to stand back, so hopefully I'm in shot. I would like you to have your feet underneath your hips. So just make sure that those toes are pointing forward and that we're not turned out. So with the toes underneath the hips, I now want you to think about that tailbone. It becomes heavy, as if it's got a fishing weight on it, and it's drawing the tailbone down towards the floor. Then I want you to think about your rib cage. So if you're finding that the ribs are starting to flare up, you will feel that push of the rib up, and you'll start to get that big hollowing of the back. So I want you to feel that the rib cage is drawing down, and we say it draws down towards the hips, the hip bones. So once we've got that position, bring your little fingers on your trouser creases. I want you to take those shoulders right up towards your ears. I want them to roll back, and then I want them to go down your spine. So we're going to do that again. So lift those shoulders right up, roll those shoulders back, and slide those shoulder blades down that spine and hold it there. Keep that lovely tall position from the crown of the head down through the spine with that heavy tailbone. Now let's talk about the breathing we're doing. So we want to feel that rib cage expand. So we've got that thoracic breathing. So I want you to just draw your navel towards your spine. Now take some lovely breaths without lifting that rib cage up. Breathing out and in. Feeling that tightness just below your belly button. Once you've done 2 or 3 practices, just let everything go. Oh. So, let's go through again. Shoulders go up, shoulders go down that spine. Little finger goes down the trouser crease. Lift up out of those thigh bones. Feel that tailbone is heavy. Feel the crown of the head being lifted to the ceiling. Now think about drawing these 2 hip bones together. So you're drawing that waistband in around you. Breathe through the thoracic, through the rib cage. Now start to just lift those arms in front as if they're floating up to the ceiling. Take a little circle and come back down onto the outside of those trouser legs. And again, as you lift, be careful not to lift the shoulders up by your ears. Load up. Come back down again. So you're going to give me 2 more. So we're just doing a lovely slow warm up through the top of the back, through those shoulders. And I want you to get used to drawing that lovely belt muscle in around you. Give me 1 more. Excellent. Now leave that little finger on those trouser legs. Take a nice breath in here. As you breathe out, start to take that lovely ear towards the shoulder and slide down towards the outside of that leg. Not too far, I don't want you to push it too soon. Come back up into the centre, stack that spine up lovely and tall. Breathe out, go down the other trouser leg for me. Come all the way back up to the centre, nice and tall. And again, so try to breathe out as you go down. And try not to lean forward, so you're going down to the side. Give me 1 more. So that is what we call a side bend. Now we can develop that a little bit more. Exhale, go a little bit further. Inhale. inhale, come all the way back up again. And again, exhale, going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Be careful not to go forward. And coming up slowly. Last two for me, everybody. And again, if there's anything that doesn't feel right, you go back to a smaller move so it's not so big. Give me one more. Beautiful. Come back into centre. Now I want you to just imagine you're lifting to the ceiling. Come up with those heels. Go up through the toes and lengthen that spine. Brilliant. And then come all the way back down through the feet. And again, I want you to breathe out. Be careful not to push the rib cage up. Draw those ribs towards those hips. Engage that bout. And then breathing in, coming down. So two more lovely and slowly. Exhaling all the way up through that breath. Inhaling, coming back down again. Give me one more time. Now start to think about the back of those arms, those tricep muscles. Push that palm backwards and you'll feel a little extension through the front of the shoulder and through those triceps. If I go sideways arm, we're in this position. So you're going to go all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Feel it through the thigh bones, pull up through the thigh bones. And as we come back through those feet, push through with the back of those palms and open through the front of the shoulder. Give me one more. All the way up. Lovely. And then push back and then just hold that position. Come back into centre and bring those hands just on those hips. Now think about that little spirit level, the little bubble in the middle. Keep that bubble nice and level. Go up onto your right toe or your left toe, it doesn't really matter. Draw that tailbone down and keep the bubble in the middle. Switch across to the other toe. So these are our foot pedals. I want you to breathe out, go up. Breathe in, come down. So we're switching on a breath for each foot. Think about your little bubble in the middle. It's hopefully staying level. And we're keeping those shoulders, oh, that was a bit quick, sorry about that. We're keeping those shoulders nice and level. So it looks a really easy exercise, but it's really difficult to maintain. That stability through the pelvis, the lovely slow speed and with the shoulders down. So working two more through the feet. And give me one more time through the feet. Brilliant. Come back into centre. Now just imagine there is a little chair behind you. Push those hips back. Sit down on your chair, stick your bottom out and push through the heels of the feet and into the outside of those legs. Stand up and lift up to the ceiling. I will do this sideways for you. Sitting and hovering that bottom onto a chair. Good. Standing and pushing up. Two more. Exhaling, going down. Inhaling, coming up. I'm going to give you one more. Exhale, sit down. Use those legs. Inhale, come up. Come into centre. So we're just warming up through the body. Just finishing off the last one. I would like you just to look over that right shoulder. Breathe out. Breathe into the centre. Over the other shoulder, breathe out. Come back into centre. Give me two more, maintaining that lovely tall spine with that lovely heavy tailbone drawing downwards. Keeping those hips nice and still, draw that rib cage towards your hips. Give me one more. Beautiful, come into centre. So I want to stay with a little bit of standing Pilates and then we're going to go to the floor. So I want you to stand onto one leg. I want you to exhale and lift the other leg away. Breathe, come into centre. Keep these hips square, level. Over to the other side, breathe out. Inhale to centre. Keep these hips level. Go again. Come back into centre. One more time and I'm going to add something that will make it a bit harder for those of you that want to. If you're taking the control, bring those hands up. Keep those shoulders down. Draw in through that belly button. Stay lovely and strong and keep lifted. So you're not sinking down into the thigh bones, you're lifting up through the thigh bones. So we're starting to develop this into a side kick. So there are many ways that we can do a side kick. Tonight we're going to start with a standing side kick. And then a little bit later on through the weeks we'll probably do a laying side kick. 2 more. And just to make it even on each side. Give me 1 more, keeping those hips nice and level. Now I want you to go out and hold one of them. As you breathe out, kick forward, inhale, slide back. Now if this was just a little bit too much for today, then you can put your toe on the floor and you can just slide forward and back with your toe being on the floor. Don't have to stand on one leg. That is lovely. Well done. Give me 2 more. Now give me 1 more. And then I would like you to hold and balance for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Oh, lovely. Other side, straight away. Lift out and hold. Get those elbows up nice and wide. Open up those shoulder blades. As we breathe out, come forward into that side kick. Inhale, go backwards. Open up through the hip. Keeping that balance. And again, as I said, if you want to make this a little bit easier, slide the toe on the floor. Brilliant. Well done. Excellent work. Now I hope some of you guys that are watching are from my Tuesday Pilates class. Normally we'd be doing this in the martial arts room and possibly falling around everywhere because the mats are really thick and spongy. So we haven't got that challenge tonight of trying to hold up on the mat. Instead we've got our foot on the floor. Give me 2 more. Lovely. Give me 1 more time. And then I want you to hold it there. Give me a 4 and a 3, a 2 and a 1, and then come down. Now we should have felt this all around those hips, a little bit into the bottom, to give those legs a little bit of stir around, and a little bit of stir back and the other way. So that was one exercise, and that was called the side kick. So my next exercise, step back onto a mat, and we need to get down onto our hands and knees. Feet hip width apart. Tuck that chin in. Start to roll down that spine, but engage through the navel. So draw your belly button in. Come down. Now as we start to walk out, we need to bend those knees. As we come down, bring those knees down gently. Lovely. Get those knees underneath those hips, get those hands under those shoulders. Draw that tailbone under and come into a cat. Relax those toes. So I'm just opening up the spine here. And then do the opposite for me. Take that tailbone up and bring those shoulder blades down together. Excellent. Let's go one more time. So draw that tailbone under, open up through the spine, keep opening up and holding. And then take that tailbone up and bring those shoulder blades down. Now slide that tailbone back, drop that head gently down towards the mat as low as it will go, and open through that mid to upper back. Cross that lower back, you'll probably feel it a little bit as well. Wonderful. Swimming, that's our next one. Tonight I'm going to do hands and knees. If there's anybody with any knee issues, swimming flat on your tummy. But if you're okay on your hands and knees, that's what we're going to do tonight. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You want to lengthen that tailbone as if it's got that weight on it. You want to open up your shoulder blades. You want to take your body weight to one side so that you can take away that neck. Then put your body weight back into the centre and then take away the arm. So we've got this hand underneath this shoulder and this knee under our hip. We're coming into a swim. As you swim, I want you to keep those hips pointing down to the floor. I want you to exhale, raise the toe, raise the hand. We're in that position there. Push that shoulder blade to the ceiling. As we come down, take a little breath in. And again, exhale, lift. Keep that shoulder blade pushing up. Inhale, come down. Give me 2 more. Wonderful. Now if we were in class, I would be saying, I want to hear you breathe. So really don't be afraid of really using that breath. Give you another 4. Excellent. Keep that lower back tucked in. 2 more. Superb. Last 2, here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now give me 1 more, and then I would like you to hold. Get that shoulder blade lifted. Hold that toe off the floor. Now if you're wobbling a little bit, put the toe down to stabilise you. If you're okay, hold it here and keep those shoulders nice and wide. Engage through that lower belly and breathe. Then bring the knee in and bring the hand down, and then just drop down onto those elbows very gently. Now I just call it bottom wiggling, because all I want you to do is just release a bit of pressure off through that lower back. And with a lovely little bottom wiggle, you can do that. So we're going to come back and we're going to do the other side. So again, shift the weight across, remove the toe. Straighten out the leg. Come back into the centre, shift the weight off the hand. Now the weight goes down through the hand under the shoulder and through the knee. Coming into the swim on this side, keeping those hips pointing down to the floor. Lengthen the spine with the tailbone, so we've got no sagging in the lumbar spine. We're pulling up through the belly button. So on a nice out breath, we want to lift up. Breathe in, go down. And again, nice out breath, lift up. Inhale, go down. So you're keeping a little gap underneath that chin, so we're not burying the head. So you're thinking about the head at the top, going through the neck, then down through the spine. So we're not losing the head at any point. So we don't want to be like that, we want to be lengthening. You've got 4. You've got 3. Keep that breath going and give me 2 more. Now we're going to hold this one. We're going to open those shoulder blades. Keep that toe in the air. Keep the hips pointing down. Now if you're shaking a little bit, put the toe down. If you're okay, hold it here for another 4 counts. 3 counts. 2. And 1. Come in and do your lovely little bottom wiggle. Drop down gently to the elbows. And just release pressure off through that lower back. Excellent. My next one for tonight, I'm going to do a spine twist. But I want to do it in a kneeling position. Again, if you have dodgy knees, then what you can do is you can do it in a sitting position. Either if you need the support of a wall or a cushion underneath you, or if you want to come into a diamond shape with those legs, it's up to you. So I'll remain kneeling. You can stay in a position that you're happy with. I want those knees under those hips. So like anything, think about that tailbone drawing down. Think about that spine lengthening. We've got those shoulders, remember. They go up, back and down. Now take those arms out to the side and bring them in together and rest your thumbs on your sternum, your chest bone. Relax those shoulders. Now take a nice breath in here. I want you to think about keeping those hips really still. They're not going anywhere. Your rib cage is going to do the moving. So take a nice breath in here. As you take that lovely slow breath out, I want you to turn one way. Keep that chin in line with your thumbs. Then come back into the middle. Let's go with the other side. Come back in the middle. Now if you're a little bit tight in that lumbar spine, and you're a little bit tight in the waist, this is quite challenging. Go again. Excellent. Now some of you may find that it's quite easy. If you do, then how can we make it harder? Arms out, palms up. Exhale, turn. You've got 2 long levers either side now, and they're not allowed to come forwards. Yeah? So stay up, shoulders down. Keep them out, keep them out, keep them out. Oh. Come back in. So if you don't like the big levers, make them shorter. You've got 4 more to do for me. Use that breath and think about what's happening through that lower belly and that transverse abdominis nice and tight. 2 more. Going to give me 1 more. And take a little breather for now. Well done. Get those shoulders and just roll them back. So that's a nice one that you could do if you're working from home in your chair. You needn't even leave your chair. You can just move your little bottom to the front of the chair, and then you can do some lovely little rotations, but just really make sure that those hips are staying lovely and still, and that they're not going with you. You don't want that where they go with you. They've got lovely and still. So that can be a little chair exercise for you. So our next one that we're going to do is a nice one leg stretch, which means we're going to go down onto our backs. So as you come down, you may want a little pillow behind your head. If we were in class, we'd have a little tiny Pilates pillow. But if you're happy just with your head on the floor, keep that head just resting down in through to the mat. Now you don't want those feet too far away from you, and you want those knees pointing up and those feet pointing forward. You want to relax those shoulders into the floor. Now we want to try and get rid of this natural hollow. So some people have a bigger hollow than others. I want you to just literally draw your belly button towards your spine. As you do that, you feel that closed down. Not necessarily imprint, but it closes down. So just make sure you've got that nice and tight below that belly button, and you can feel it if you're drawing it in. So let's just start with the shoulders down. On a nice out breath, you're sliding your foot across the floor. You're keeping those hips nice and still, and then you're bringing your foot back in as if you're making a groove in the floor with your toe, first of all, then your heel. And then reverse it on the way back, the heel through to the toe. Now think about just holding these hips, because you really want those to stay lovely and level. You don't want those hips to move around at all. Keep that little spirit bubble level, and think about engaging either the belly button towards the spine, or think about these 2 hips coming closer together. Now, if this is going all right, let's lift the head and the shoulders just off the floor, coming in and going back down. And again, lifting the head and the shoulders. So we've got this lovely one leg stretch. Keep that gap under that chin, below that breath as you come out. Now we can make this harder. You could take away the opposite arm. So again, add in the arm, a little bit more body weight. Those of you that are finding this is still quite easy and would like a little bit more of a challenge, then keep those hips still and remove both arms. And if If you want to make it a little bit harder, I haven't put the head down. I've kept the head in the air. So we've got this lovely one leg stretch that we've made harder, or you can make it easier. If that head needs to go down, pop it down on the floor. Make sure that those 2 ribs are drawing towards those hips. You've got 4 more, everybody. Here we go. There's 4. There's 3. Shh. Give me 2 more. Keeping those hips nice and level. Here's our last one, everybody, of our one leg stretch. Come in. Now bring in these legs, close that back into the floor, lift the bottom just a little bit so you're feeling a little stretch coming through that lumbar spine. And then just wiggle the legs from side to side, and then give a lovely little circle around. Excellent. Now my next one for tonight, I want to do is a side bend. So you're going to come onto your side, have your ankles together and your knees together. Come down onto your elbow. Now have your elbow underneath your shoulder. Now try not to sink down into it, because otherwise it will get very heavy and it will start to really hurt. This is where you need to use the waist, because I want you to lift up. I want you to lift away from that shoulder. Keep that nice gap. Start with your fingertips on the mat in front of you. On a nice out breath, keep that lovely belt engaged, and just lift that underneath hip off the floor and push this top hip to the ceiling. You will feel this bit under here tighten, hopefully, and then come back down, breathe in. Be careful not to sink. Go again. Fingertips very light. Exhale, float towards the ceiling with those hips leading. Under here, push up. Inhale, come down. And again, float. Lovely. Now those of you that feel you want to, get rid of that hand. Come over the top, breathe out. Come down, breathe in without sinking in the shoulder. Squeeze those thigh bones. Squeeze that bottom. You're going to give me 4 of them. Here we go. For 4. Brilliant. For 3. Lovely. Got 2 more, everybody. Here we go. Now on this one, I would like you to see if you can stay up. So we're in that side balance. Open those shoulder blades. Show me your palm of your hand. Hold it there. Now start to straighten that arm up. Look up towards that ceiling. Push those hips up there. Count to 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come down. Now I'm going to come down onto my knees and my elbows. I'm going to take that tailbone and really slide it back and push down into that floor. Lengthen. Now while we're here, we're going to go into a plank. So I'm going to bring you onto your elbows and your tummy. I want you to take your legs down and relax into that floor with those toes slightly turned in, if you wish. Elbows underneath those shoulders. Now we need to lengthen from the chest. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, someone's going to pick up your tailbone and take it to the ceiling. Draw those shoulder blades apart and hold it there. Now imagine there's a candle burning under your belly button. Keep that belly button lifted. Now tuck one toe under, tuck the other toe under. On an out breath, remove one knee, If you feel that you want to remove the other knee, up you go. At any point, put one knee down or put both knees down. Remember, with the plank, it's all about the quality, not for how long you can hold it. You know, we could hold a plank for like this for ages, but we would kill our lower backs. So please don't do that. Keep that lovely and lengthened, drawing the belly button. Come down with one knee when you're ready. Come down with two. Let those toes relax. Come down into the floor and take a stretcher. So we're going to go again. You ready? Elbows. Lift that chest. Lengthen from the belly button up through the chest, and then somebody's picking up your bottom, your tailbone, you're drawing it down, holding that belly in. Think about those hip bones sliding together. Think about the belly button pulling towards the spine. There's one toe, there's the other toe. There's one knee, take it away. There's two knees, take it away. There's the shoulders, hold it there and breathe. Again, quality, not how long you can hold it for. When you feel you're losing it, if you feel it in the lower back, one knee, go down, take a breather. So good. Keep going. I'm watching. You do one more. I would say that in class and you'd all be moaning at me. But we're going to do it one more time. Are you ready? Come up onto your elbows. Excellent. Tuck those toes under. On an out breath. Away with one knee. Away with two knees. Hold your plank. Lengthen that body. Breathe. That lovely thoracic breathing through the rib cage. Pull that belly button in. Keep that tailbone drawn down. I can see you. No cheating. Hold it for 4. Hold it for 3. Hold it for 2. Hold it for 1. One knee down. Two knees down. Relax on the floor. Well done, everyone. Okay, you've got one more. Come on that other side, because we haven't done side bend on the other side. I don't want you to be uneven. There we go. Ankles together, knees together. Elbow underneath that shoulder. Lengthen. Think about those shoulder blades pulling apart. Fingertip just on the floor to start with. As you breathe out, start to go up. Up, 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 up. Inhale, come down. And again, exhale up. Inhale, come down. And again. Here comes the arm if you want it. Coming back down. Again. Excellent. Remember not to sink into that shoulder. Lift right out the shoulder. You've got 4 of them. Use that breath, I want to hear you. Going to give you 2 more. Last 2. Going to give you 1 more, here we go. Hold it there. Now take that arm straight up. You look up there. You lift out of that underneath shoulder. You draw that belly in. You get those hips up lovely and high. You count to 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Now come flat onto your tummy. So we're just going to finish up down here. And we're going to do a little swan dive to finish. So I would like you to take your toes, turn them in, relax your bum, relax your legs. Bring those elbows slowly back. Put those hands on the floor. So you've made a nice letter W with your arms and your head in the middle. Now we change the breathing around on this one because we need to lift up through the rib cage and lift up through the diaphragm. So take a nice breath in, breathe out. Now breathe in Breathe out, down. Relax the legs and the bum. Breathing in, go up, 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 up. Open through the top of the back of the shoulders. Breathe out. Out again. You keep going. 4 left. More. And 1 more to go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent. Well done. Okay. I'm going to finish it there for tonight. So I'm going to go into some nice stretchings for you. So bring those hands under your shoulders, bring it up onto the knees, walk those knees in, take that tailbone and give me a lovely cat stretch with those toes relaxed. Sit back, go down into that lovely stretch through the body. Up, come around, sit round on your bottom. So we're just starting a little relaxation part. So from here, can you tuck that pelvis under and make a lovely C shape? Now see if you can take yourself all the way back down really slowly. Good. Bring in those knees. And tuck them right up in towards you. Now feel as if you can lift that bottom off the floor and you'll get a lower back stretch. Now keep the bottom down, now touch your toes and come up with your upper body for a nice stretch through that top of the back. Well done. Hold one leg, put the other leg down and extend it out. A little stretch go through the front of that lovely hip, and we're going to work on this leg that we're holding. So I want you to walk your hands up it, stop when you feel the stretch. Now if this is uncomfortable for your back, please bend up that straight leg. So you've got it bent now. If it's okay, you can keep it out. Now let's have a go. See if we can walk up that leg a little bit higher. Hold it there. And normally in class we would probably work with a strap or something. So if you've got one at home, a piece of elastic or something, you can use the elastic that we would normally do in class. Come down. Now I want you to bend this one up and put this one on top and open through the hip. Now I'm just going to go around by your bottom. Bring the other leg in. Hold it there. And now both knees together, ankles together. Slide the knees to one side, take the arms to the other and look towards the fingers. Excellent. Give me a switch to the other side. Now I haven't got much room because I'm right by the wall, but you can have the room. Straighten out those arms. Now let's bring the other leg in, let's take the other leg out, hold it there. Open up through the hip, and then come into that lovely hamstring stretch down the back of this leg. Now if it's starting to shake a little bit, don't take it so far. Hold it there, use a strap if you need to. Now we're going to try and walk up that leg a little bit more. I want you to still engage that belly button for me. Down, bend up that leg, cross it over. Let that knee fall out. Just open through the inside leg here, through the hip area. Now if you haven't been doing much stretching during our lockdown, then we might be a little bit stiff in all those joints. So we really need to start working on that again. So bring in this leg. Get that lovely little stretch around the bottom. Close that back, pull in the tummy. Take those toes down, bring those knees in. If you're happy to, rock up or roll onto your side. Come around, come onto hands, come onto knees. Now I'm going to take one arm out. I'm going to look, I'm going to draw the belly in, keep those hips pointing down. I'm coming under, and I'm lowering that elbow, opening those shoulder blades, pulling in that tummy. Come back. Hold. Let's do the other side. Out it goes. Come through, elbow goes down, open up. Come centre, walk those hands in. Okay. I'm going to come closer. I still need to be on my knees because if I stand up, you won't see me. I'll lose my head. So, everybody, take a nice breath in here. You'll be doing it standing or you can do it on your knees, it's up to you. Breathe out. Gonna give me one more. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We go one in front, one behind. We take our little bow. And we give everybody a clap. Oh, well done. So, everyone, I'm back. I've had a lovely long summer break. We do hope that classes may come back face to face at some point, maybe at the end of the month. We're not quite sure yet, but hopefully we will. Any questions that you've got for me or any of the other instructors, Joe or Michaela, then just drop through to Sport and Wellbeing or just drop a little comment at the end of this video and we will get back to you. So I would like to say I'm pleased to be back. I ache. I found it really hard. I haven't done a lot at all. So tomorrow I'm doing legs, bums and tums, which is going to be a lot of moving around, and that's at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So if you can't be with me live, then have a look tomorrow night and you can do a legs, bums and tums. There's going to be lots of exercise to music kind of stuff in there, which I know some guys you've been missing. So I'm going to do that with you. Okay, so have a lovely evening. I'm off to cook for the family now and I will see you all soon. Bye.